You just group this stuff so it copies over easier. And again, this is sales in general, not just webinars. It's best to ask permission for. I typically will always drop a close on somebody, but no one likes feeling like they've been selling. They've been sold, right? People like to buy. They just don't like to feel like they've been sold. It makes them feel like they lost their own agency in the matter. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, I really wanted to make that decision on my own. That's the problem with it. That's the reason why anyway, it makes someone feel like they no longer have a choice or options. Come on. Guys, if all I did is modeled what works, do you think there's a chance this could work for you? Such a brilliant question. It's the reason why I get so passionate about this stuff, though, too. Just a little sidebar while I'm finishing this stuff, right? It's the reason I get so passionate about this. Because when someone's like, oh, I don't know if this is going to work, I'm like, man, I've been through that whole thing on my own. We had no money. We were poor. We were broke. Didn't feel like a man. You know what I mean? Like the story. I mean, I told you guys the story. It's a true story. I have very little pity or sympathy for somebody who's like, I didn't do it because I was scared. Like, okay, like everyone is. Everyone is at first, and if they say they're not, they're really good at acting. There we go. Okay. All I did is model what works. I think this is a chance this could work for you. It's a trial close, right? It's another big trial close, and I'm setting the stage so that they'll come on in. And I love using my Chris Farley picture. You know, everyone uses the picture that Russell uses where it's the girl with the fire hose at her face or whatever. That always drives him nuts. He's like, I let you guys hack whatever you freaking want to. You at least could come up with your own picture. So this is my Chris Farley picture. That's kind of funny. Boom, there's the script. Imagine if you got 10% of the 10% of the 10%. Okay, we call that a price anchor, but it's not as far as a webinar price or a product price. It's actually Now we're going to use the phrase, here's what you're going to get, simply because it is also a trial close. By now, you guys getting this? By now, you guys getting this? By now. Are you guys getting this? Here's what you're going to get. Okay. So, first things first, we want to drop something super, super sexy on them, okay? Something crazy sexy on them. This is like, my gosh, I can't believe how much this is over-delivering, okay? We need to, right from the get-go, toss this in. So again, a lot of slides in the stack, but they go pretty quick. There's not a lot of things that you really toss in them. And by now, what's going on inside the webinar too, you are speeding up your pace of speaking, and you're also increasing the pressure, okay? If there's ever a time that you expect to fully go and sweat, okay, this is it. This is exactly where you're gonna exude yourself. All right. So what's the transition question? Hey, thanks, Mark, for bringing that up. So the question is, do you guys mind if I spend 5-10 minutes going over a special offer I made to help you implement everything that we've done today? Because I don't have time to go over all this stuff, and frankly, I know you guys don't have time to just sit there all day, which is what you guys are doing. I don't have enough time to actually go through this, and I know you don't. So I can help you implement everything that we've talked about today so far. Is that okay? 5-10 minutes? And by doing that right there, you take away like all the awkwardness. Right, all the awkwardness. And if they don't say yes, do not move on. If they do not say yes. Instead, what you do is you start playing games with them. I already know this. I mean, I can just head out. No, and every time I say that, right, first of all, if I need to do that, I know that my stories weren't good enough, which is what happened on the first webinar I did last week for Funnel Builder Secrets. I had to come back on, and I was like, it wasn't gluing, right? And that happens every once in a while when you're on stage too, when people are just sitting there, or if it's the culture of the host's audience to just kind of sit there politely and not engage, right? And you're like, hey, you mind if I spend 5-10 minutes? And they just kind of like sit there. And I'm like, that was not rhetorical. I can leave if no one wants to know this. And someone's like, no, oh, okay, I guess, all right, sounds good. So you guys do want to see this. All right, sounds good. And it sounds stupid, totally dumb. If you don't do it though, that's where the awkward comes in when you're pitching. Kyle said, if you are doing a live webinar, would you ever consider looking for comments for names? Say example, what if Jimmy, John, Sarah modeled what works? Yeah, would that work better since it's more personal? You know, it's funny because some people, Russell, for example, he never looks at the chat while he's doing a webinar. Never. And I was like, well, I kind of want to look at the chat so I can say their names, right? Exactly what you just said, Kyle. And so I did. The problem is that I kept looking at the chat, and anytime there was anyone who wrote anything, I would go read it, and it would stop my flow. So now I make it a habit where I engage with them at the beginning. I engage with them right as I'm about to start the 3 secrets. I engage with them in between each secret, and right before I start the stack, like right now, okay? And then one last time at the end of the actual closes, okay? When I'm actually done, and I'm answering final questions. But during any other time, I'm like, I don't look at it. Otherwise, it messes up the flow. So, good morning from Oz, your machine, Steve. Sounds good. Mark and Oz, what's up, brother? Question: could we have a mini break to take a piss or something? That's what he said. Can we have a break to take a piss? Us poor souls. Oh, this info's so good, I don't want to leave the screen. Yeah, hey, this is probably a good breaking spot. I think it's time for the stash. Oh, man. When presenting the webinar, how do you keep yourself on track and not go past your slides as you were talking? I actually literally write down every single one of the words in my notes section. I'm not doing it right now because it's going to take a long time, okay? And so, so you'll see, like my Secret MLM Hacks exactly how I just did it. All right, guys, let me ask you a question. If all I did is model just works, right? And then what I'm doing is I'm anchoring their expectations. Okay, let's say you get 10% of the 10, and you're like, man, Stephen, I don't know if I could do what you did here. That's right, because you're speaking to price adverse people as well, right? There's price aversion they've got, right? And which sucks, and it's a reality though, and we've all had it. But if they never actually made any money, they never actually had any kind of success, I need to address those people and speak to them in the language that they're thinking in, even though I don't agree with it, okay? Right? Oh, I don't know if I can do that, right? And how do I address that in a way? So I gotta go through and anyway. So in the beginning of this, I'm anchoring the expectations. If all I did is model this, would that actually work for you? And I stop. And I pause. And there's a break emotionally, because I slowed down the speaking like I just did now, right? And there's some pressure. This pressure. See, it's like there's a lot of ebb and flow in the amount of pressure you're having inside of one of these, webinars. Dimitri, you're cracking me up, man. Oh man, just your question before. So anyway, so then this is the question. Let me ask you a question, and this is the question. You guys, who's feeling a little bit like this right now? Like, holy crap, right? There's a lot of funny pictures of just people surprised. Dang, Stephen, that was a lot of stuff, right? And I want to acknowledge that, right? And at the beginning of my webinars, I even tell them, you guys might feel a little bit of overwhelm. Don't get freaked out if you do, okay? I'm trying to just brain dump on you. Don't get stressed out, okay? Don't feel, it's okay. It's okay. You're going to feel a little overwhelmed. That's all right. And then at the end, I told them what to feel. So that at the end, are you guys feeling overwhelmed? They're like, yeah. Well, I told them to feel that, okay? Who's feeling like this? Guys, I wish I had a few weeks to go over everything. I just don't have it. So anyways, because that we made a cool thing for you, do you guys, this is the question. Do you guys mind if I spend 5-10 minutes going over a special offer I put together to help you implement everything that we went over today? Go, and then there's a call to action. Go over to the Q&A box and tell me yes. Yes. You guys are killing me. All right, guys. Hey, so Sam asked, I am working towards my first webinar, which is scary because it's super helpful. It's awesome. It should be exciting. Hopefully it's not scary. Question though, how did you tell everyone in the webinar before you created the product that you were doing a beta class? Fantastic question. Let me hit that right now. And did you start webinars a few weeks before you began the class? Just wondering how to structure this in the webinar. Fantastic question, Sam. So the way that I did it was I said, right, I went through and I did like half of the stack. So the slides we're actually going to go through right now. And at the about half the way through, I was like, you guys excited for this? And they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Do is go in, as soon as you get it, go into the members area, and you can tell me under each module, right? Or if it was a book or a software or whatever, okay, you're going to get another ask. This is where I do ask campaign, okay? Somebody who just purchased. Go in and tell me what it is that you're struggling with as it relates to the topic of module 1, right? So under each challenge about module 1. What's your number question or challenge about number 2? They click to module 3. What's your number question about module 3? What's your number question about module 4, 5, 6, right? And effectively, they helped create the very table of contents, not just as far as the 6 topics, but also the actual content in each of those individual 6 topics. Module 1's going to get started in 1 week. Go ahead, you get early bird access, $9.97. Go ahead and tell me what it is that you guys are most struggling with module 1, right? Then the day of, hey, guess what? It launched today, which means you don't have to wait like everyone else. We're extending early bird pricing, $9.97. Okay. Week after, what's up? It just launched module $1 program, and it took us like 2 months to really get the full content out, and that's fine. That's fine. And one thing you have to know is that some people will get frustrated by that, and that's okay. And we would have to refund them, and that's okay. Some people though, right? They saw it as the opportunity to get more of my time or Russell's time than they normally would be able to get, right? And they were very interactive with us and got additional value that those in the future are not going to be able to get because it's already done, right? So anyways, that's how we would talk about it and sell it and things like that, and super helpful that way. So alrighty. Demetra said, so how can you figure out if, let's say, 100 watching and around 10, let's say 10 said, give you permission? Got it. Okay, so let's say, right, let's say you're 100 people are watching, but 10 of them are very interactive, and they're the ones that say, yes, 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 yes. That's fine. What I don't do is I don't let each other they're asking all these different questions. Like, they watched module 1. I guess I missed the mark here, here, and here, right? And I'll take notes of that stuff. I won't adjust that yet because I'm building module 2, right? Module 3, 4, 5. I'll get all of them out there. And if I'm writing a book or if I'm, whatever it is, whatever we're rolling out, it's my favorite rollout. On members areas. Great question. Awesome, Demetrios. Stupid question, but I asked, bro. So what happens if you don't ask for permission to the sales pitch? Then it's awkward, and usually people don't buy. Basically. Mark said, "What software do you use for your Ask surveys?" Sometimes I'll just use ClickFunnels and just use their input field software. It's not a software. Sorry, I mean I'll just literally make a Ask campaign with ClickFunnels input fields. A lot of times I'll use Google Forms. I think that people get too in depth with it. I use Google Forms a lot. In fact, actually, I could show some of the original ones that I used. It was with Google Forms because it was free and worked totally fine. Sometimes Wufoo. Sometimes crap, I forgot the name of it. I see it in my head though. Typeform. So the urgency is to get in during the beta launch before the price goes to the post-beta price. Yes, but sometimes I just keep it the same price. Ezra Firestone always does his beta course at $9.97 and the full version at $14.97. So he raises it $500 post. Sometimes I'll keep it low until I it's like, are you kidding? There's a lot of people who've gotten it who aren't in secret or who are not in an MLM. So like, holy crap, it comes with all that stuff. So anyways, does that make sense? And so now that I know that I've zeroed in on the offer, zeroed in on the fulfillment, right? And part of that too, I know I'll go take those Q&As, feed that directly back, and get them chopped out and put that back inside the members area. FAQs, right? Second round of filming, right? Huge adjustments to the offer. Thank you, right? Anyway, I know my offer is like getting spot on. It's super good. A few more things in fulfillment I got to switch. I need a better success path. I can feel it. There is, anyway, so that's where we are with it. Boom, great answer. Thanks, dude. 100%. Thanks, Sam. So how many people is that vibe out of the 100? Man, I don't even know. I don't know. It's hard to quantify that. Those Q&As were epic. Yeah, sure, and that's right. Yeah, you saw that. Yeah. Google Forms. Love Google Forms. I do too. Amazing value of the Q&A. Thanks, Demetrios. Appreciate it. You can use their answers in the training, and if they get a lot of questions, probably have covered any specific resistance. Yeah, exactly. So what's interesting is like there's been a few times where I can feel like I see how to do the webinar thing, but how do I build a funnel, right? The first original funnel builds that I would do was in front of that group. And they were like, this is crazy. You spent 6 hours building the funnel from scratch, top to bottom. I was like, well, yeah, you guys are all asking. They're like, oh, do we get the share funnel? I was like, I wasn't thinking about that, but yeah, okay, sounds good. Do we get the replay sequence? All right, yeah. Place where the majority of their questions are answered, and there's either modules or training or FAQs or whatever. It's already in there. So then what's cool about that is that it means that our support can now scale, and I can start scaling ads harder, and I can get, you know what I mean? So we got a lot of comments coming in. I got to keep building stuff. Let me during the seed launch is also getting the experience it live and get more time with you. Yeah, that's one of the ways I sell it. That's right. I kind of pitch it that way. Secret MLM Hacks is awesome. Thanks, Albert. Yeah, I completely agree. When did you leave ClickFunnels? January 1st. January 1st. So you sell them their questions. What? They told me how to sell them? This is exactly right. Exactly right. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm doing with you guys right now. Isn't that fascinating? You should probably listen to a really good podcast episode that happened to just go live hours ago. Effing smart. Thanks, man. Yeah, isn't that fun? Crowd create that thing. Okay, let's go ahead and dive in, guys. Let me share my screen again, and we're gonna keep going on here. Okay. Now we are in the transition. Oh, we just finished the transition. Now we are in the here's what you're gonna get. Here's what you're gonna get. We got product image. I don't always have a product image, and you see a lot of this stuff like. Anyway, it's a lot of it's super fast. Okay, from right here. Here's what you're gonna get: masterclass modules layout. So the first thing I'm gonna toss in here is. What if I put in like. Let's look at the stack again here. Okay, so we're going to give them 12 pre-built funnels. I hate saying 12 though, because I always add to them. Section to design your marketing. Okay. And we're also not going to give a ticket to Offer Lab. We're going to give a ticket to Offer Mind. It's two very different things. Offer Lab is an event we have coming up. We don't run the event called the Fat Event anymore. It's the event that I used to, the Funnel Hackathon. The Funnel Hackathon was a 3-day event where it was me from 9 to 5 the first day. The next day it was me from 9 to about 1 a.m. It's about 18 hours on stage. Third day was 9 to 5 again. 90 minutes on stage is the equivalent in energy expenditure of an 8-hour workday. And so I was just wrecked at the end of it. And Russell would come in for a few specific presentations, but it was me. And it's my favorite platform to get people results. And it's the reason why I don't really. But anyway, so we're going to include a ticket to that with this for free, so that you can come in and keep, right? I want to get you results. I want you to geek out and be with people who do geek out. So why would I not do that? So anyways, that's going to be the fast action bonus. 3 methods to zero ClickFunnels cost. See how it's combined with an external based fear. Pre-funnel design. I don't know how to tell stories. I don't know how to sell. Don't worry about it, right? I'm going to walk you through that. Funnel maps, right? That has to do with the vehicle. We'll probably rotate those though, because typically when it comes to the stack, I like to put. In fact, let's build the stack first. That honestly is one of the easier things to do to start with here. So I'm gonna go build the full stack, and then every time I need it, I just copy it and remove what I need to. That's a lot easier than Okay, here we go. Here's what you're gonna get. Psychology of that phrase is hilarious. Here's what you're gonna get, right? And what they are gonna get is my funnel stash, which includes, but is not limited to, right? Let me pull up the actual. Okay, once we get the actual stack done, it goes pretty quick. A lot of the pitch is the exact same, regardless of what you're pitching. It's like the carte blanche of everything. Bam! Thing's huge. Okay. Let's get. It's so freaking big. Okay. Oh my gosh. I'm not gonna bold that. Imagine how many times I get to freaking say this. Are you serious? Supplement funnel, first funnel. I might just say supplement. Yeah, let's kill the word funnel. That's gonna get real annoying real fast. funnels like the supplement, free plus shipping, shipping. Why is it doing that? Ugh. Okay. All right, then we're also going to be giving. Let's see. I think it was the Pro Marketing Design Masterclass, which it is. This is a huge piece that most people miss here. Zapier Crash Course, right? I mean, that's the anyway. There's a bunch of other stuff that goes inside this. I'm trying to figure out how to like. Oh, by the way, how I actually built this, right? Which is what you guys are in right now. Yeah. I have four simple traffic methods that I just churn and burn, baby. There we go. Include that in there with it. How do you erase your ClickFunnels cost? Definitely, that's super cool. I think I should include the funnel maps for this guy. This includes the funnel maps. All email sequences. And then the actual live funnel builds. Snap, that's freaking huge. I don't know if I'm charging enough. Oh, it makes me a little bit sick. I don't know if we might need to increase the price a little bit. That's really good. Man, that's when he notes. Good. Oh my gosh. Does it take me for everything I'm worth? Jeez. Alright. Alright, now actual real world value on this. Right, so that's 12 of them. I sell these individually for $697. Okay. There's already $8,000 real world value if you're going to buy each one of them individually. The actual live funnel builds, that's not a free thing anymore after this. $8,364. That's pretty accurate. Plus, though, because that's just the funnels. Because they're really freaking good. Gosh dang it. Okay. Anyway, all right. 364. I mean, part of that, I know where that's going. funny. I'm like over here wreathing in pain. I could sell this for so much. Okay, so that's been my goal for most of my career, just so you guys know, okay? So every time I have this feeling, oh my gosh. For me, that means it's very talkable. Which means people are going to like it. That, my friends, is one sexy stack. uh, that's freaking awesome. Well, okay. I'm going to be winded at the end of this stack. That's crazy. All right, total value. It's a time thing, you know. I can't spend the time to do this, and so that's the reason. The other reason why I started doing this stuff, and building these things out, because there's just no way. There's no way. I just turned down a $100,000 one with commission up to $1 million afterwards. I don't know if you guys saw that post on Facebook about it. He was baffled. He's like, "What? You're not gonna do it?" I was like, "Man, you're walking up to me. I've got a freaking promo calendar. I." That's why I'm telling the story. Um, what I'm doing is I'm prepping it for my actual funnel. Right, this is going to go on the page. And so because of that, if I don't take out all the little white spots, it's really annoying. And I'm sure there's some other designy way to get it done quicker, but this is how I do it. Go grab it from Regional Letter. Anyway, so that's the reason I was doing it. And there were multiple times though when someone would do that, and they just there was a few guys that would walk up and they'd be like, "Hey, I just happened to be in the area and I saw the ClickFunnels sign and thought, you know what, I know who you are, and you know what, do you have any job openings available?" And like, you were happen to be in the area and know my work real well, like kind of too well, you know, or Russell stuff. I was like, man, I told him, I was like, just tell me the truth, man. Like, you drove here, didn't you? And no, I was here. I just happened to be in the area. I was like, ah. And it's funny because some of the other people at the front desk, they're like, "Steven, one of these other guys this year." And I was like, crap. And it's kind of a joke. Sometimes I'd army call to the front desk and peek around the corner and see who was there. And it wasn't at all to be like offensive or anything like that, but like there were, anyway. We do good work. And so finally I got the guy to tell me, I was like, "Man, like, just be honest. Did you get in your car and drive here to come and pitch us on why we should hire you?" And like, "Yeah." He'd be like, "Man, tell me that then. Like, I don't even, like, can I just give you some advice?" He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "I don't want to hear what you have to say anymore, because you went to, like, huge lengths to try and hold the story that he had not actually just happened across the ClickFunnels in a random corner of Boise, which is not easy to find." Like, oh man. Anyway, funny stuff. That stuff happened a lot though. So anyways, that's the other reason why, my funnel stash is coming out. It's so that when somebody comes out, they're like, "Hey, way though, I just can't." He's like, "You have got to be joking." I was like, "I'm not." Anyway. Okay, so let's save that. And I'm going to export this real quick here. And this again will be what I actually put. You guys remember, so tomorrow what I'm doing is I'm finishing all the little nitty gritties inside the funnel. Okay, so we are just getting started, baby. If you're like, "I'm tired," like, whew, grab your boot strings, start doing some yelling, okay? Because tomorrow's going to be freaking awesome too. And because I got to go finish every little nitty gritty piece inside the funnel itself. Anyway. So this is 221 kilobytes, still kind of big for me for what I'm going to be using it for. So I'm going to drop it to, I don't know, like 800, and cut that down. Yeah, there we go, 100 kilobytes. Okay, that's good. That's good size for what I'm going to use it for on the web. Stack slide PNG, and then I'll also now I don't really need to. I can just use the actual original one. Because what I'm doing is I'm making this, just so you guys know. Right? Oh. Right? Yeah. It's going to be really big. Like giant. It's absolutely monstrous. Okay. Get started today for $2,000. And I'm gonna tell them to go ahead and get started. All right, myfunnelstash.com/go. All right. How you guys feeling? Oops, crap. Guys feeling good? Starting out my funnelstash.com/go, and I'm gonna make this text blue so it looks like a link, even though it's not a link. It's gonna be a little deceiving, and you gotta explain to people 100 times that's not a link. Open up a new tab, right? That's like the classic link symbol, right? So that's we go. What I'll be doing here is Q&As, okay? And tossing in a countdown clock as well. Which looks like this. Let me click save here. 30-minute countdown clock. Weirdest thing, guys. As soon as that clock stops, like... So I'm going to make it a little smaller. Maybe I shouldn't. I'll probably over here in the bottom right, though. Right, and that clock, though, weirdest thing, guys. As soon as that clock stops, people stop buying. Okay, but what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to dispel and take the opportunity to continue to close people, right? And fascinating what it does to the buyer mentality. Because I want to field live questions. All right, let me come to your comments right here after this as well. I'm just making sure this thing populates. Bam! There we go. So you guys are going to get my funnel stash. You're going to get bam, 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 bam. Okay, cool, cool. How do you raise ClickFunnels costs? Okay, cool. So what I'm going to do then is I'll just drop just a ton of questions. Now, one of the things that to know, right, when I was building this stuff and putting it all together, if you look here, check this out. Okay, remember when we were brainstorming all of the... Okay, remember this? We were brainstorming all these false beliefs, right? And then we find the major false beliefs. Well, all the false beliefs that we did not use, okay, I take with a product that has actually been talked about, or there's been a story breaking and rebuilding belief patterns about something in the actual stack itself. So 15,361. I'm going, let's see. Yeah, anyway. Knee-jerk testimonial, add to stack. So again, we can toss in the next one. We're going to talk about simple traffic methods, okay? Got 3,995, 19,356. There we go. Bam, add to stack. All right, how do you erase your ClickFunnels cost? We got 356. Okay, anyway. So anyway, for a lot of the story portion, I like to go in and do the whole like top to bottom build out, but for the actual stack, there's a lot of I bounce around a lot. Okay, a lot of bouncing around. All right. I made the logo for OfferMind the other day. It's really cool. Yeah, check it out. I don't know if I can even type. 40 people per event. Just small, intimate rooms. I like keeping it tiny. I think it helps the learning. Anyway, only 40 people per event. So for the first 15 people, blah 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 blah. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a ticket. Oh, increases the total value of everything you guys get. Comes with your investment today, right? Then, quite literally, for a lot of these, I just put the word break old habits, right? Stuff like that. And what it does is it allows me to go and anyway, so there's a few more things I need to go do real quick here. And then a lot of it's just like slap, 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 slap. I'm building the close section with more speed right now than anything else. The whole sideways hand thing. Okay, get started now. people. Okay, bam, bam, bam. 40. The real question is, all right, sweet. I love these 3 slides. I love these 3 slides. These 3 slides for me is like, these are some of the, this is some of the easiest ways for you to really give yourself a boost. Okay, so first of all, I do not give a, I noticed that there were, guys, I'm kind of gullible. I don't know if you've noticed. I'm a little bit gullible. And when I first was launching a lot of different products out there, I did exactly the same guarantee that Russell was doing. And the issue with it was that there are what we call dirtbag scum of life people who want to take advantage of other people. And so I started getting refunds like hours after somebody would buy. I figured out they were literally just buying and then refunding after they stole my stuff. I am not in that business, and I am not in business to get stolen from, right? And so I do not offer a, for whatever reason, guarantee anymore. And man, it went so much better when I got rid of that. I mean, worlds better. Better customer came in, way less refunds for stupid reasons. Yeah, I'm talking about like dumb reasons. You know, these are like, hey, I forgot my phone bill was coming up. I'm like, man, that's not my freaking problem. Okay, what? You're not gonna refund on me to pay your bill. You know what I mean? And stupid stuff like that. So, what I did is I went and I started talking to Liz Benny and Dan Henry and a lot of other course creators, and I realized that none of them did the actual guarantee that Russell gives. The reason Russell gives the guarantee that Russell gives is because he's Russell Brunson and he has ClickFunnels and he can do that, right? He can do that because if they still don't buy, they still don't have ClickFunnels, right? And that's the beauty of things like SaaS. I love software for that reason. I think eventually in my career I will actually eventually go to software. I think I'd be good at that. Anyway, so there we go. Let me come here to, and I'm going to grab this one other. The real question is, this is the real question. Bam. So I'm just using this in multiple places. Okay. So this even does half of the stuff I'm talking about, guys. Right. The first one can pay for your investment for this thing. At the moment, the first one's live. Right. It's true. So, and the reason I'm doing that is because I'm trying to, right, what they're doing, if this is the question they're asking themselves right now, what they're doing is they're trying to see, again, if this is a place they should be purchasing. People want to be in the right place at the right time they're supposed to be in, right? And so what I'm doing is I'm trying to make sure that people know, yes, we have a guarantee, but that's not the real question. I'm literally hijacking their brain because, right, if I put a question into their head, if I put the question in their head, it actually sidesteps everything else that they've been thinking, right? And it puts all of their that changes my entire business. Man, I'll pay $1,000 for that. I feel like it's a respect thing almost. Anyway, you guys can see where I stand on this. All right. Real question is, boom, and then pretty much every slide afterwards, I've got this on it. Pretty much, not always. It's funny though, people will click on these things and be like, I'm clicking on the video, it's not going. It's like, it's not a link. I keep telling you, open a new tab. Open a new tab. Right? Anyway, it's looking good. All right, we have to go through the price drop real quick here. I need to go through, I had 2 choices, now you have 2 choices. And I gotta do each thing for the stack itself, and then we're done. So we're coming up to the end here, guys. Let me come here to the, I know we got a whole bunch of comments here. We can start to get close. Start to get close. All right. I think you're at about 20 live ones. Billy, that's cool, man. It's awesome. Awesome. Only a couple converted. That's totally fine, man. That's part of the process. I had a lot of doors slammed in my face forever. You're full of tricks. Look, this is marketing. There's no other high lucrative thing you can study in your life besides marketing. No other highest leverage thing. I love it. I'm worried that'll create an offer for the beta class that only a few people might buy, then I'll be forced to fulfill on something that many people didn't want. Thoughts? Yeah, that's exactly why you keep selling it and you build what they want. Right? That's why you keep adapting it the way you are. That's the reason you don't automate forever. That's exactly it, Sam. 100%. We've all done it. And it's the reason why, like, if you look at the stack slide, just real quick, right? Look at the stack slide. The only thing I have created on my own out of this entire thing, right, is these 2 things, but even then, not really. It's kind of this one. Everything has been in front of an audience for the reason of being guided. There are literally hundreds and hundreds of hours of training inside of the stuff that I've gone through, right? But it's because the market is guiding me on what to create and not create, right? Is the value going to be 10x the price? Not always. I know what you're going for. Not always. But it's close, right? Yeah, it was at most of the last one. Loved it. Oh, cool. Yeah, that's one small piece of these 12. Can we have the copy of the PowerPoint? Yeah, 100% Patrice. Thanks for asking. I did mention in the beginning, but for those of you guys who haven't been in here, right? I'm not going to give the webinar away, but I've created an outline, right? And if you guys weren't part of any of these others here, right? There's an outline here that I've been following, and I created the outline based off of a lot of my other webinars. And my webinars are based off of the Funnel Builder Secrets, Funnel Hacks, CF Certified, right? High Traffic Secrets, right? All the highest converting webinars at ClickFunnels. Funnel Builder Secrets. So while I can't show you those, though not mine to share with you on my own thing, which this is, I can show you my own webinar though. So I went through and I made a model, and I modeled each one of the 6 sections, right? The 6 phases of a webinar, and we're right here on this very last one now, right? I'm like right here. There's only a few things left. And I've already built out most of this stuff now. Anyway, so yeah. So you guys will get this Excel sheet, so don't worry about trying to screenshot it. I totally be doing the same thing. Don't worry about that. Then I'm also going to go in and I've actually copied this PowerPoint outline, and that'll also come inside the product as well. So awesome. You are insane, dude. 9 straight hours, almost 10. Unbelievable. You're Iron Man. It's a choice. Sweet logo. Actual layout design I'm talking about how you actually structure the stories in any sales script to actually change and rebuild somebody's beliefs. So thank you very much for bringing that up. So you need to clarify this. No, I just need to change the title. The actual script goes through, and I talk about that up ahead. It's up here. Anyway, thank you, though. Appreciate it a lot. I can't even thank you a lot, actually, for that. Let's see. I'm inherent design. So it's sort of solved. Yeah, no, I'm talking about this. How do you do that? Okay. That live is a 2 to 4 hour class. That's what I'm going to the Netherlands to teach for 4 hours, and then a full workshop afterwards. I'm really excited. That's not easy. I made that up. It was after building tons of funnels and building lots of funnels on my own. That's the only asset I actually had in my left click funnels. This is extremely important. Because of that, and because I knew this was correct, I knew I could leave my job with a pregnant wife, 2 kids, and a mortgage. Anyway, I made this up after building, I think I was around the 400 funnel range, around 400 funnels, and it helped me tremendously. And what was interesting, guys, is I started building funnels for Russell. I would build the funnel, and he would, as soon as I started there, he would destroy like 99% of it. Oh, hey, good shot. And he'd like kill all of it. And then I would go and I'd go and I'd rebuild it. Right? It's not from a design standpoint, meaning like how the page looked, that he was killing stuff. He was killing stuff as far as like copy, right? The call to actions on buttons, right? Just wrecking the layout of pages, stuff like that. And then as time went on, it was less and less and less and less and less, till finally, like the last 6 months I was there, he would change like one word in a headline, and we would just run it, and they would work. And anyway, and in my head, I was doing that. So that's its own masterclass. It's not tiny, but thank you. My gosh, I can't even thank you, Mark. Seriously, that helps tremendously. And that's part of what Secret 1 goes through. Now, I haven't gone through and written in the notes right down here in the bottom each of the pieces, but that is exactly what I'm going through with it. Anyway, so thank you. Appreciate that. You said earlier how you can get 250 attendance out of 1,000. I was just saying that that's a normal amount to get when 1,000 register. 25% show up rate. Expect that. Meaning when people are like, some people are like, hey, I don't know if this is my webinar is not working. I'm only getting 300 people out of the 1,000 to join. That's actually real good. You're doing a good job. Okay. Anyway, hey, I'm gonna keep going here. Okay, we gotta go into price drop. In fact, let's start here from the beginning though. Okay. So if all this did, so I'm gonna go grab some if alls.